Hey guys, Christian here, coming to you live from my garage. I've got a pretty cool new product to tell you about today. It's a collaboration between us and a really cool brand that I love and have used for a long time called DECKED. So let me get into it. You know the 72 Pro, obviously. You know our ZEUS battery jump starter. Two really important pieces to keep in your car to be sure you're taken care of for any emergency. The DECKED system, if you're not familiar, is this really cool tray system in a truck. And they feature these two drawers and a bunch of different organizers. I keep all my gear in here and kind of change it out based on the season, whether it's hunting season or ski season or whatever. But the one thing that is not going to leave my DECKED system anymore is our collaboration with them, which is this. So what we've got here is the DECKED D-bag, yes, that's the name of it, full of everything that's in the 72 Pro plus the ZEUS to make the ultimate truck and car survival kit. So why don't we get into it? Okay, let's open this thing up. Now the first thing you're gonna notice is our famous instructions. We didn't just put a piece of paper in here. It's a really ruggedized, screen printed piece of material here built right into the cover. So no matter what you're doing, you've always got some expert guidance to get you through whatever's happening. As far as all the pieces that come in the kit, we've organized them in the same groups that you are familiar with the 72 Pro or the 72. Just now they're in these pretty cool plastic bags that are resealable to fit the D-bag. So let's go through what's in here. So first thing I'll pull out here is the ZEUS. Now this is a battery jump starter, USB charger, we call it a power system. So let me open this thing up and show it to you. Comes in this really nice case. And these things are just kind of magic. You've got your battery terminal clamps and a ton of cables in here. USB, USB-C, micro USB. You've got the cigarette lighter charger, and you've got even adapters to adapt so you have a female cigarette lighter end for equipment like air compressors and whatnot. The ZEUS itself is this battery unit right here. Now this thing will jumpstart up to an 8-liter diesel. It'll charge your cell phone over 10 times. The flashlight will run for days. It's an amazing little power system. If you find yourself somewhere, you left a dome light on, no help's coming, jumper cables aren't going to save the day. The ZEUS will. You'll be back on the road in 30 seconds. You just simply plug this thing in to the battery terminal on the truck, turn your car on, and away you go. So with the 72 Pro, it's designed for 2 people. So everything in here has redundancies. I'll start right here with the food and water. So inside here, you've got a Sawyer mini water filter, a water pouch, and then 2 sets of rations. Each set is 2,400 calories. So you basically have 4,800 calories of food in here. I'll open up this package and show you. The Sawyer Mini is amazing. You just simply fill this with water, screw the filter on and squeeze, and you've got purified water in like 99% of the countries in the world. There's only a few countries in Africa that have parasites that you have to have something stronger than this. I use this thing hunting, I use it mountain biking, I use it all the time. I think I carry a couple of them in my truck at all times. And then the day treks, I'm not gonna open one of these things, but 2,400 calories in here, broken into 200 calorie bars. It kind of tastes like an okay coconut cookie. The beauty of this is it's easily digestible, there's no cooking involved, and when push comes to shove and you just need some calories, this is a great way to get some energy in quickly and get back to the task at hand. With each one of these kits, on the back, you're going to have instructions on how to use everything inside. So I'm not gonna go through this on every one, but with Uncharted, we are always trying to educate and always trying to guide you through. This tells you everything you need to know about what's inside here. That's the food and water pouch. Up next is power. So I know we have the ZEUS for jump starting, for battery. If for some reason your ZEUS is dead, inside here, we've got an NOA crank radio. This is pretty awesome little piece of technology. It connects to weather band, so if you're in some inclement weather, you can just quickly turn this thing on and figure out what the latest is. This has a solar charger and a crank, So if you have no other way to make power, you can make power here. You can even plug in a device into this thing through the USB port and charge your phone that way. It has a flashlight on its own. You'll notice we do a lot of redundancies in these kits. That's because sometimes things break, sometimes things get lost, they get wet. That way you're never totally screwed if one thing goes wrong. We've got the batteries in here. You just pull this little tab to connect the battery. That's going to keep it pristine and fully charged until you actually need it. But there's a tough little piece we've developed here at Uncharted, and we really love this thing. We've got a tactical flashlight in here. The batteries we actually pack separately, again for the same reason here. These things are in here, they're gonna slowly leak over a year or two, but very easy to take them out of the Ziploc, put them in 3 AAA Energizer batteries, and this is a super bright flashlight with a zoom on it, so you can get a real wide field of light or very narrow if you're trying to look further, and it's got a bunch of different settings, high, low, SOS, and a few others to help you kind of in whatever situation you face. And then lastly in here, we've got some cables, USB cables, whatnot, plug in your devices, and instructions as always, as well as instructions in the back of the kit. I will grab the warmth pocket next. So inside of here, we've got 2 knit hats, we've got 2 sets of gloves, 2 sets of hand warmers, and an emergency tent. Pop this open. So the Mylar tent, tiny but mighty. It's a triangle tent with a string through it. You can tie this thing to 2 trees, put a rock in all 4 corners, and you've instantly got a waterproof shelter. The infrared heat that your body lets off is actually reflected back through this Mylar. It's really effective. What I tell people in cold weather, if the wind's blowing, you know, kind of build a nest around it. Pile leaves on the outside, branches, whatnot, create more insulation. It's amazing how warm this can be. Now, if you're in a vehicle, you probably want to stay in the vehicle, but if for some reason you have to leave, you have to travel away, this gives you shelter no matter where you are. Really nice little piece, ultra lightweight, works really well. We've got 2 beanies in here. I don't think I need to tell you guys about beanies. You know, one of the misconceptions is people say that like 90% of the heat is lost in your head. That's not true. Your body loses heat the same all over, whether it's your inner thigh or your face or the back of your hand. What people don't realize is your head is like over 20% of your body. So there's a lot of surface area. Making sure that thing's covered goes a long way to keeping your body temperatures up in cold weather. Got 2 sets of those, 2 of those. The gloves, you know, we've looked far and wide for the right gloves here. And man, I really love these things. They're first dipped in silicone and then dipped in nitrile. Silicone by itself will crack and dry and it's kind of brittle. The nitrile gives it another coat, and then these are fleece lined as well. So if you've got to change a tire or you've got to do something outside, these have a ton of dexterity and they are extremely warm and completely waterproof. So I love these things for emergencies, for, you know, like I said, fixing a tire, maybe fixing something on a trailer, checking your lights, you know, when you have an unexpected reason to go outside and don't have gloves with you. There's 2 sets of those in here. And then finally, hand warmers. I don't think I have to explain these much. What I would tell people is don't light these things up and keep them in your outside pocket where there's cold air hitting them. I always keep these things in an armpit or near my crotch or somewhere where there's a lot of blood moving through. It not only keeps these warmer, but it lets you use all the heat they're putting off to warm your body up. So if you think of your body like a radiator and you think about where the blood runs by, you can either cool it or heat it. Get these on those spots and warm yourself up. So that's the warmth pocket, quite a bit in there. Next, I'll grab the tool pouch. Inside the tool pouch here, we've got a multi-tool, a knife, a shovel, paracord, duct tape, and stormproof matches. As always on the back, you've got instructions on use cases and how to use everything in here. Duct tape's flat packed. I love these things. You can put it in your pocket. You can carry it around. It's 5 yards of really good duct tape. Our multi-tool right here. It's just your standard multi-tool with a needle nose, saw, a couple different screwdriver bits, a can opener, drivers. On this side, you've got the Phillips, a little scissors, and a bottle opener. So some really cool use cases there, all in a nice little case. Protect it, that's included. Let's keep going. Got 100 feet of paracord. You know, this stuff comes in handy for so many uses. One of my favorite things people don't think about is if you have to leave your truck for some reason and you're gonna move away from it and there's people looking for you, you can use this as a breadcrumb. You could tie these to trees and leave a path so people can find you. It's a really nice use, let alone, you know, tying down the load that's fallen off on your trailer or suspending, you know, a shelter or whatever you want. A million uses there. Our knife. I know everybody's got a knife they love. The knife we built was designed to just be completely burly. So it's a full metal tang, glass breaker, bottle opener. It's got a rubber grip on it with our Uncharted logo in there. It's got a serrated edge as well as a flat edge and a finger guard here. You know, usually it's cold, it's wet, you don't want your fingers sliding up and cutting yourself. So we built that in. This thing's great for prying, for breaking, for sawing, for whatever you need. It's just kind of a big, strong piece of steel for whatever you need. I should also mention that it comes with its own ferro rod and a sharpening stone in the case as well. Matches. We've got stormproof matches in here. For some reason, there's 2 sets in this bag. I don't know if that's the way it always goes or not. I'd have to check on that. We've got a little bit of cotton in here, which not only keeps these from busting off and rattling around, but you can use this to help get your fire started. There's several extra striking pads stuck down the side here. And these are the kind of matches that once they're lit, you can submerge them in water, pull them back out, and they're gonna keep lighting. So really high quality matches in a waterproof container. Highly recommend keeping those nearby. And a pretty standard piece of kit here, but a military shovel. So this guy has several uses. One, you've got a little shovel here for digging. You simply tighten the collar, that thing's good to go. You've got a pickaxe that can come out. You can tighten the collar that way if you have to dig into some dirt. I mean, yeah, this isn't a super heavy duty shovel, but if you've ever been stuck and just needed something to move snow around a tire, whether it's sand or snow, really great little piece here to keep in your car just in case. Air and vision next. One of the things people don't think about is really protecting your lungs, your eyes, if there's sand blowing, if there's snow blowing. Usually in emergencies, it's not a clear, blue, sunny day. So we've included these. The goggles are the ski goggle type. They are single pane, not dual pane. So I wouldn't recommend skiing these if you're in super cold conditions, breathing hard. It could get a little fogging. But for most use cases around a vehicle, this is great eye protection, and I recommend putting them on before basically doing anything. Got a couple glow sticks in here. I don't think I have to talk about how those work. Crack them and you've got some light for 8 hours. These are the brightest ones that we could source on the market. They're really nice, high quality, military grade chem lights. Another set of goggles here. And then our air masks. Now these are super nice RZ masks. They are N99 compliant. Now, not only is there 2 masks in here, there's also an extra filter, which is really nice. So you've got an extension strap if you've got a bigger head, and then it comes with an extra carbon filter. Like I said, N99 compliant and a one-way valve, which is really nice if you're working hard. When you exhale, the valve opens, letting air out. When you breathe in, the valve closes and forces all the air to be filtered through this carbon filter. It's got a wire nose piece right here to fit around your nose, and Velcro straps go around the back of your head. Really, really nice mask, and something we're really proud of as part of the kit here. So that's your Air and Vision kit. Let me pack this up. 2 more pieces in here. Let's look at the first aid kit. So, certainly one of the more important pieces of the kit. Inside here, you've got our First Aid Pro. You've got 2 Mylar blankets. You've got sunscreen and antibacterial wipes, which are good for cleaning wounds and when nature calls, if you know what I mean. Cut this thing open. I'm not gonna lie, these alcohol wipes are so strong. You'll open them and it's like rubbing alcohol. They are the highest quality. There's 20 of them in here. I've used these things to clean all sorts of stuff off, and just, 75% ethyl alcohol in here. These are really, really high-end alcohol wipes. Sunscreen. I've got a big old tube here of SPF 50. Doesn't seem like maybe an emergency thing, but if you're stranded somewhere and the sun's out, covering up, making sure you're not causing problems that are gonna come up down the road, nice piece to have there. Mylar blankets, I don't think we have to talk too much about how these work. The one thing I would tell people is get them on your body, maybe put a jacket over it. If they're blowing in the wind, they're not doing any good. So try to retain that infrared heat that your body's putting off and get these on your body before you're cold. Once you're cold, this is not gonna help you make heat, it's gonna make you retain heat. So that's the thing to think about with these. Our First Aid Pro kit right here is my favorite first aid kit that we currently sell. It's got its own MOLLE backers on it. It's a very durable nylon package here with 2 zippers. And as always with everything else, tons of organization inside. I think there's like 60 some pieces of kit just in this first aid kit alone. On the back, you've got a place for personal stuff, maybe personal medication, a pair of goggles, ID cards, information, anything like that. But if you've got to run, you can just grab this guy and leave the rest in the truck and go. Awesome, awesome little first aid kit. And that's what's in the first aid bag. Last piece, metal water bottle. You'll see on the back here, we've even got screen printed instructions telling you how much water to drink, how long to boil, and everything else you need to know about staying hydrated. It's got a little rubber gasket keeping it sealed, but everything else is metal. So you can stick this thing in a fire and boil if for some reason your Sawyer Mini is unavailable or lost. But I've taken this water bottle around the world, super, super durable, and a great piece to have in the kit as well. So that's it, guys. A ton of stuff inside this great D-bag from DECKED. I've put it all back together. These are sealable bags, so once they're open, you make it look fresh as new. Close that thing up, zip her up. And whether you have a DECKED system or not, it's a great bag to keep in your car. Fortunately for me, I've got a DECKED system. So this guy's gonna live right here all winter, actually all year. We are ready to go.